You know what day it is. Yeah. It's Friday. End of the work week Friday. Or I might change the name to Festive Friday. Because Fridays are so festive, right? End of the work week Friday. Even though I work weekends, but you know, Friday just has that festive feel to it, you know. End of the work week, go out to eat, you know, whatever you do on a Friday, kick it, drink, you know, you could sleep in the next day, you know, if you don't work in the mornings or whatever. So Festive Friday, end of the work week, Festive Friday. And my cup of joe for today is the Kings got to win. Yeah, it's against Portland. And the Kings actually knocked them out of play-in contention last night with that loss. They can't even make it to play-in at this point. So kind of tells you how bad Portland is. But for me, a win is a win. And the Kings need every win that they can get right now currently. Yeah, the Trailblazers were in 12th place, 32-42. So with about 9 games left in the season, I don't know. I think they still have a chance to get into the play-in. I don't think they were eliminated yet. So, but one thing that has happened is the Thunder have clinched the conference. So the Thunder, balling their asses off, have clinched the conference. And for our Kings, for my Kings, man, you know, it was really good to see Zach LaVine wake up and have 29 points. And it was really good to see Keegan Murray last night. Keegan Murray was playing super aggressive and it looked good. It looked like could be a positive for our future with Keegan Murray playing aggressively on offense. We already know he plays defense pretty well. He's always guarding the best player on the opposite team, on the ops. But his offense, you know, he kind of takes a back seat to some of the other guys. Last night, he was going for it. He was going for his. And I don't know if it's the fact that his brother was on the other side, the other team, and he's showing off or something like that. But, man, it was good to see Keegan Murray being aggressive. And our guy, Malik Monk, our dog, was back in the lineup. So the offense was clicking at the end of the game. You know, he's clutch. So he's going to be scoring at the end of the game. But one thing I noticed is he didn't start. And it might be because he's still coming back from his sickness, from his illness or whatever is going on. He's still trying to get back into conditioning. So Keon Ellis started. And Monk came off the bench. Monk still did his thing at the end of the game, and he still scored more points than Keon Ellis, but it was just an interesting transaction. And I'm wondering if it had to do with his conditioning or if this is something Doug Christie is going to try to do moving forward. It might be good for the chemistry. You know, I love Malik Monk, and he finally gets to start after all these years of being with the Kings and proving himself. So I hope it doesn't like hurt his feelings or mess with his ego or anything. Because, yeah, he's a better player than Keon, but for chemistry's sake, for us not having a true point guard, this layout might be better because we need points off the bench. We need that microwave to come off the bench, you know, that heater, that guy that can get hot at any time, some scoring off the bench, you know, and it doesn't matter if you start, it matters how much you play and if you're there at the end of the game. So I thought that was pretty interesting to see Malik Monk didn't start. And for chemistry, it was good. You know, and this is a Portland team. It's not like a super good team or a championship level team. So I'm curious to see how that would look with that. But it was a cool switch. It worked for last night. It worked for last night. And the Kings offense was really clicking. I mean, by halftime, they were already winning by like 18 points. At that point, they just needed to make sure they held on to the lead and didn't lose the lead with this young upcoming team. So Kings got to win. Looked like they're hitting on all cylinders. Levine looked aggressive. Keegan Murray looked aggressive. Keon Ellis had like 6 steals last night, so he was out there going crazy. And DeMar DeRozan had the most assists last night. And Sabonis getting his 19 rebounds, rebounding his ass off like he usually does. It looked good. The game looked good last night. The vibes were back, feeling good. So I was happy for the Kings. Hopefully they can use this to keep going. I mean, they're still 1-5 in their last 5 games. So hopefully they can use this as some momentum going into this road trip. They just finished that homestand. Now they got to get on the road for like a week and a half. So this is going to be tough. This is going to be a true season tester here at the end of the season. And then guess who they play the last game of the season? The Phoenix Suns, who might be right there tied. It might be the game that decides who makes it to the play-in. We'll see. But for here on out, the Kings need to play how they played last night. And they need to play balls to the wall and don't take nothing for granted. And don't take none of these teams for granted. Bottom line, the Kings morning after. Bottom line. Today's bottom line is... So my bottom line for today is pretty much like I was just saying. They got to balls to the wall, go all out, play like they played last night. The chemistry was looking good last night. Blueprint last night's game as far as what you want to do moving forward. Levine was aggressive. His threes were hot. He was hitting. He was driving to the basket. Same with Keegan Murray. He needs to keep driving to the basket, playing that aggressive offense that he was playing. And Sabonis was down there helping out on D, being that big guy, the rebounder that we need down there. Kings need to blueprint this moving forward and keep playing like this type of game moving forward, and include some really good defense, include some really good closeouts. Don't let guys just shoot threes all over you. Maybe even play defense from half court. Start at half court with how good some of these teams can shoot threes. You got to guard them from half court. You can't guard them behind the three-point range anymore, because if you get screened, you're going to be out of position. And so Kings blueprint this game. It was a lesser team, but the way they played is how they need to play, especially on offense, for the rest of the season. And that's my bottom line.